Is it? It is. Okay, hello. Oh, hello. Today I'm going to talk about the catch-22 of being an artist with a disability. I feel like for me, this contains a lot to my own being sort of invisible if I want it to be, if that makes sense. I don't know why I said that makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. But I imagine every people can relate to this that aren't disabled, because this goes more into a bigger idea of branding. When you brand yourself and label yourself as something and put it to the forefront of people, sometimes that's all they expect you to be and to stick to it. Especially if it's something as vulnerable as a chronic illness. If you build your brand off of disability or something so vulnerable like that, you're kind of subjected to, sometimes subjected to always be that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sad. I just sound nervous. Jeez. It's only I'm about like on a pitfall crying when I'm not. But and this can be good or bad or neutral, honestly. But I'm here to talk about the more annoying nuance of it. Many people want to create more stories about diversity and who they are, and it's only human nature. But as an artist, once you do that, sometimes, from what I can see, sometimes people are trapped to it, and it's not always intentional. People kind of just like, I don't know, they kind of like, they sort people into a unique defining factor. And sometimes when you have a disability, that's just kind of what people sort you as. Sometimes, man, this sounds. So when I say this, it sounds like sounds mean, but it's not, because I'm coming from my own experience. But where was I? But yeah, you're just gonna be seen as that person with like a medical device, not just like a human who creates art. And I get it, art is so personal to who we are, but a disability is not all that someone is. My friends and loved ones have said to me so many times when I want to start like a YouTube channel or to start storytelling that I should do it around my illness, and that's cool. I know they had like very good intention. It's not like speaking down to the suggestion, and I know it comes from a very good space, but I only got diagnosed like a few years ago with type 1, and I'm just like, well, if I said this a couple years ago before I had it, what would people say then? And yeah, me personally, most of my art before and after I was diagnosed never really been framed around that. Honestly, like in my little vault of writing, maybe like one or two things are about having a disability, and most of it is just feelings, because people at the end of the day who are disabled, we're humans and we feel, and that what me personally create my art around, because I was an artist before this and I'm an artist after that, and that doesn't really change much, I suppose. Yeah, and that's just why I gravitate towards it. Just not to say like, gravitate to that. I'm just saying, if you don't gravitate to create around your disability, you shouldn't be forced to to get more views or get more clicks, or feel like since nobody's in this niche you can become popular. You shouldn't feel forced to create your art around any label, because that's for you. And yeah, I almost been trying to fall. Oh. I mean, besides like writing, I do like to express myself through fashion and disability, but that's only because I'm a sci-fi nerd. Like, I love sci-fi, and I just think it's cool, hence the name. But yeah, I just think fashion wise, like, it looks cool. I don't know. Not today. This is not very sad. But yeah, for clarification, wow, 6 minutes. I'm just not saying this just not saying this for clarification. Catch 22. And after I looked it up when I wrote it, I realized it's a different meaning. But the meaning I was taught in school, Catch 22, is the idea coined after the book Catch 22. And it's the concept of the more you do something, the more it's harder to get out of the situation, and the more possible it becomes, kind of like a cycle. That's what my teacher told me, but then I googled this, John, and it's like not that, but for the sake of this video, that's what it means. I don't know when the definition, or what was it called? Allegory, alliteration change, not alliteration, oh my gosh. I promise I was at a college reading level elementary school. This it over the years, I don't know. But yeah, it's like a catch-22 being an artist with a disability sometimes, because you feel the pressure of, yeah, you should express it, it's gonna seem unique, and that's not what I mean. But that's not what I wrote either. I just feel like the more you talk about it, that's the more people see you as, and then the more you talk about it, the harder it gets to get out of that box. And honestly, that goes for anything you brand yourself as. It's kind of like a catch-22. The more you cement yourself into an identity, the more people are gonna put you in that box. Yeah, and it shouldn't be that way, because honestly, I think it makes for bad writing. There's so much like cringy content, a lot of inspirational galore, I'm gonna say. That's not like the actual terminology, but for the sake of keeping this PG, that's what I'm gonna say. But yeah, there's a lot of bad writing in terms of like disability. Like, I think people overcomplicate the writing sometimes. Like, it's not every single day. It's like, I don't know. Like, me personally, for people I know, for me, I would like to see more stuff that are like comedic, more dramatic, but not dramatic because of the illness, dramatic because life is just dramatic. And you know, not every single thing around that, not every single adversity, every single thing, not every single hurdle in somebody's everyday life that has a disability is about their disability. Because again, disabled people are humans, and I don't feel like we're really shown like that in media, especially like media that's like out there. I mean, there's probably some underground stuff for sure, but I wouldn't know, you know. But yeah, I feel like I rambled on a lot, but all that to say, I hope to be that storyteller, that artist that can bring more intimacy in a funny way, in a cute way, in a romantic way, and not like a tragedy like some of the books we read when we were younger, but like something different, something cool, something that really feels like the time especially I feel like with my generation, ever since 2020 happened. Didn't mean cough like that. The cough was not symbolic of 2020, but I feel like it has been more common to have a chronic illness because of that, and it just kind of gets swept under the rug. It's like Bruno from Encanto. Is that gonna get censored if I mention a movie? I need to take a copyright course for YouTube, but it's like we don't talk about this event, which is fine. Like I mean, my channel is very dramatic, but most of the time in real life, I like positive, comedic energy, or sometimes I try. But yeah, I hope whoever watches this or watches this in the future, the main takeaway I just want to say to like any young artists watching this is, don't feel pressure to create around something that everybody expects you, and you don't have to make art around your disability. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, and you should never feel pressure to disclose that information if that's not where your heart is. 'Cause medicine is medicine, right? I mean, we attach feelings to it, but at the end of the day, some people are like, yeah, this is just my everyday life, and to some people is a very major thing to them. Yeah, I go back and forth between having those days, but there's some people who are like way more casual about it than me. To keep it a buck, yeah, you should feel comfortable creating art for you and not creating art for everyone else or what people assume. And I honestly don't know why people assume that every disabled person wants to create art around their disability. Maybe it's just because that's what they see, and it's cool because I have some people that I follow who do, and I love them as artists. But then there's some artists that, like, if they never disclosed it, you probably wouldn't know. Or it depends, because you know, there's invisible disabilities, there's disabilities that aren't invisible, but either way, both sides of the coin needs more nuanced storytelling that isn't so cringe. Yeah, this video is going on 13 minutes. I'm actually happy I got it done, because I didn't think I was gonna get people done. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot this part that I was gonna say. I want media centered around like chronic illness to just have an energy about it that doesn't feel forced. I have no clue why writers, every time they have a character with disability, every single moment and when they pop on the screen is about it. Like, it's crazy. I mean, I feel like one good representation I do like is what's it called? Came out a couple years ago. I think it's called Heartbreak High. Yeah. And I feel like, I think her name is Haley. I forgot. But there's this one character who has autism, and I like it. I feel like it's very good writing, because not every single moment in the show she's talking about her having autism, but when it was important, like at the party, the scene was very beautiful. It was very intimate, and I think it was very beautifully written, and I love to see more of that in media. And yeah, that's it.